Hey, it's me, Tammy B, and I'm here today to do the review for Hollywood Divas. All right, you guys. So this episode was episode 7 of season 2, titled "The Sista is Back." So they're referring to Elise because, as we know, Elise has been kind of MIA for the last couple episodes. So she says she's been in a play and that she was like the headliner or whatever. So good for her. She mentioned that the play had like 800 lines or something like that. So that is a lot. So even though everybody kind of like, oh, what play was you in? Or we ain't never heard of it. But being in plays is actually a lot of work. So hopefully everything turned out okay with that. So the first scene we see is Paula meeting with Elise. And I don't know, you guys. Like, it was just a little weird because it seemed like Paula was treating at least like some kind of OG or something. Like, she was reporting to her what happened. She made it seem like she was interested in like her opinion of what went on. So I really didn't understand the dynamic that was supposed to be happening during this lunch. So it was a little weird. But hey, I guess, Paula act different all the time with different people all the time. So I guess this is just a thing, or maybe she just wanted an unbiased, quote unquote unbiased opinion. I don't know. So anyway, Paula tells Elise her version of what happened. Now, of course, her version was not the full story, but I honestly can appreciate Paula's version. I've heard some funny, disagreements on that as far as Paula's version of the story. But the only thing that I could say is just that, to me, I can appreciate Paula's version because she didn't lie. Like, she didn't make the story pro Forrest, or she didn't make the story pro the girls. Like, to me, it seemed like she told the bad about Forrest, like openly admitted, hey, he grabbed a ketchup bottle, and said, hey, let Elise determine what she thinks about that. She mentioned everybody ganging up on Forrest. Hey, let Elise determine her position on that. So I kind of like her version of the story, even though it was kind of left some stuff in, left some stuff out, and wasn't really concrete. But I feel like she gave a good enough version of the story to at least kind of make her own opinion of whose side she's on, if she chose to do that. So at least just kind of listen to the story and was just like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe that happened. And that was pretty much it. One thing I did like about this scene, because at the end of the talking, they were like, all right, well, let's get something to eat. Which is cool, because on some of these shows, it seemed like they just be going there to film and don't order nothing, like on Basketball Wives LA. So at least they ate something. So the next scene was Forrest and Lisa meeting up. So that was nice that, so I guess Lisa is kind of accepting of his apology or whatever. So Forrest reveals to Lisa that he wants to do a vow renewal with Paula for their 10 years. So he takes her to a ring store. So they're shopping at all these rings. And there was a few nice ones that Lisa tried on. And Forrest gonna say, my neck look really shiny. Lisa, he gonna tell Lisa, oh, I don't want those rings because you tainting them by putting it on your finger. So at first I was like, what? But I think it's because Lisa was picking like expensive rings. So he needed to mosey on down to the not so expensive section. So he ended up getting a $400 ring, you guys. And he pulled out cash, and he just paid for the ring. And I don't know about that scene, y'all. Like, I'm torn because, for me, rings don't define a relationship or a marriage. But I do feel like if you're going to go to the ring store on camera, like, I don't know, to get a $400 ring on camera. I mean, maybe that's good. It's to show maybe couples who don't have a lot of money that, hey, that's okay. Do what you can. You can still have a wedding, a marriage, a renewal, with whatever your budget is. So in that case, that was good. But just because Forrest is shady, they already got money problems. Just being on camera, showing him contemplating over $400 ring, then pulling out like dirty old crumpled money. Like, it just didn't seem like it was a really good look. And you should have saw Lisa's face when he went to that section. She was just like, so I appreciate she didn't say nothing smart or say nothing disrespectful to him, during that. So at least that shows some good character on her behalf. But she was kind of looking like, oh, that's what we doing? Like, oh, okay, like, I didn't know. And then they kind of got into it about did he want to marry her or not? Or I don't know. Lisa just would start going on and on, like, trust me, Forrest, I don't want to marry you, da 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 da. Nobody said that, and he didn't say that. Like, whatever. She was just going, Lisa was going on and on in a confessional about not wanting to marry Forrest, or she would never marry him. But I'm like, girl, just go with the man to get the ring and go on. So anyway, then Elise gathers up the rest of the girls to kind of get their version. Oh, well, I thought they were going to talk about their version of what happened, but one thing I can appreciate about Elise, she just got down to the business. Like, look, do you guys still want to do this project or not? Lisa was the only one who was like, yeah, I'm down. How about we redo the contract? We already got the pilot. We've already shot it. Let's just fix this BS and run with it. So I kind of agree with that. But then the rest of the girls was like, no, I'm out. Golden was like, no, I don't want to do it. Elise was like, nope, I don't want to do it. And Countess was quiet, but at the end of the day, her vote was like, no, I don't want to do it. So they were just like, let's just do a whole new project. And so at first make it seem like Elisa was the only one on Paula's side, or maybe Elise just kind of, or Lisa is just kind of thirsty for some money or something. But honestly, I think Lisa ended up pretty much saying the same thing they were saying, because even though she was down to still do the White Sisters project, she was like, let's just redo the contract. All of us in here get a bigger percentage and we'll just get Paula on board. But they were trying to say, like, no, Paula's not going to be on board with us getting more percentage and Forrest getting nothing. So let's just scrap it. Let's just do a whole new project, still with everybody, and do the contracts up front. So it's the same thing. The whole issue is the contract. Everybody signed a contract. Everybody gets a certain percentage, and Forrest is not in it. Or if he is, he gets the same as us. Or whatever, you know. So to me, it's the same deal, whether you do a brand new story or you continue with the White Sisters. So the issue is, you know, is Paula and Forrest going to be in or not, whether it's a new title or not. Like, I don't think they should kick Paula out if they do a new subject, you know. So maybe Forrest just won't be involved, but I don't know if she would be down with that. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they should just scrap it and do a whole new story, a better story, because we saw a little clip of that and it looked cool, but it didn't look like the best thing ever for their caliber of actresses. So I think they could do a little bit better now that they kind of got their feet wet with that practice. So we'll see. It comes up in that little thing. Golden just openly throws Elise under the bus, because Countess was like, all right, Elise, I appreciate you getting us together or whatever, but let's just get this beef out the way. What's this I heard about you saying I don't look different? And I'm like, Countess, like, kind of drop it, because come on now, everybody in the world is not going to agree that you look different. Like, what is nobody supposed to ever mention it? Like, you want all the people around you to be like, oh, you look great, you lost 100 pounds, that surgery was worth it. You want everybody to say that? Like, no one's going to say that. And not too long ago, you was like, I already know everyone's not going to like my look. Or I know you were talking about something different when you said that, but okay, some people don't think you look different. Like, who cares? And you talking about, I know where I stand with y'all. You just met these girls. So you stand with them the same way you stand with everybody outside of your two friends you already got. So I mean, I get it though. Countess like want to confront it, like, hey, you said something about me. Sorry, you guys. Whatever. But Elise said I didn't say that. And so when Golden got there, she was like, no, you did say that when we were getting our nails done. So I thought it was shady that Golden went ahead and threw Elise under the bus. And the thing is, Elise exact word was like, she looks okay. She's on a track. So when she first said that, I was like, yeah, that's a little shade. Not to say, oh, she looks amazing, but at the same time, it's the truth. And they showed her saying that, but they didn't flash back to the after part of what Elise was saying, like, oh, you know, long as she feel good or whatever. And that's what Elise was telling Countess. No, I said as long as you feel good, I love it. And Elise did say that, but they didn't flash back to that part. But at least the flashback, okay, yes, it's showing that Elise said some shade, but at the same time, it's not showing that how Golden said it, like, oh, she said you didn't look different, da 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 da. She didn't say it that maliciously. I think she said it quite positively, like, she looks okay, she's on the track, you know, just, she wasn't lying to say, oh my gosh, she looks amazing, she looks totally different, da 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 da. Like, she didn't do all that, because all that's not true. So that was real shady to me that Golden threw her under the bus. And then, so a little bit later, I feel like Elise got to get back at Golden, because Golden was like, oh, I feel this project broke me. The White Sisters project broke me and Elise friendship. And Elise was like, no, it wasn't the White Sisters project. So I'm glad she put that out there. Like, yeah, the White Sisters project did kind of get everybody beefing a little bit. But hey, every time Golden and Elise get into it, it's not about that. It's about Elise's baby comment or marriage comment. And, now it's about Elise feeling like Golden threw her under the bus with Countess. Like, so I'm glad Elise got that little dig in. Like, no, our friendship ain't ruined because of the White sisters. Let's be clear. So Golden was all offended by that. But I'm like, girl, you got the nerve to be offended when this whole thing started off with you throwing Elise under the bus. So that was that, you guys. So then Countess goes to meet Warren Campbell in the studio. She was doing some riffs and runs, and they didn't sound that great, like all the way through, but in between certain pitches, you could hear that she does have a great voice. So Warren asked her kind of like what happened, and then she told Warren that, she was dropped from the label and shelved because people didn't know how to handle her, and ever since then, she lost her confidence. And Warren was telling her, just practice, get a vocal chorus, you can get your range back, and just, don't be defeated by that one letdown years ago, So Warren's advice was pretty cool, and I hope they do actually do like an actual song, because every single track that I've ever heard produced by Warren, I've loved it. So he does a great job with that. So Golden and her boo Kobe goes fencing, and he mentions something about us. Golden says there is no us, and that's all I have on that. She's something equals too old. I don't know what she said. And I don't know, I'd be so, Golden, like, it always show like a scene where she doing something shady and then try to show her in her regular life. And it's just like, I'd be so like still in my mode from whatever she last did, that when they show these other moments, I'm just like, ugh. And then maybe just because I don't think Kobe is a good guy for her anyway. She's like, oh, that's what I meant. She gonna see. She too old for that. That's what I said. Because she was like, oh, well, I don't think Kobe is a fit, but we're gonna see. Girl, no. This like y'all second or third date. You too old for all this playing around. There comes a point in your life, and you don't have to be old. You could be young too and just really know what you want. But there comes a point in your life where you know what you want. After a few days, if you're not clicking, just move on. You don't have time to be dating for years and years and years when you talking about getting married and having more babies and this and that. So, girl, drop it with Kobe. I know he rich, so that's probably the part you like, dang, I don't want it to not work out, because that could be a good a good joint bank account to have. But girl, he ain't the one. He too young. I don't know if he be trying to amuse you with talking about traveling and doing all this stuff, but I don't think so. He's rich. Some of that stuff he's actually done or into, and then that's just his personality. So if it doesn't match with you, then don't do it. Like, I don't think he's putting up a front. I think that's how Kobe really is, and it just don't go with you. So don't be saying, oh, I want to dig deeper, I want to know the real you. That is the real him, and it don't work. So just move on, girl. Forrest and Paula goes to a play, and she's all excited, saying he ain't took her to a play into a long time. So this is like their little date night. They're both dressed really casually for a date night, but maybe it was just like maybe not a dress-up play. So they get there, and up on the moniker, he has "I Choose You Again." So that was cute, you guys. And I guess that was their wedding song. So while she was reading it, he got down on one knee behind her and did the ring. So I was like, all right, they let Forrest redeem himself. Even though all scenes with them, you're just like, oh gosh, here they go again with their antics. At the same time, I'm sorry, y'all, I got a little soft spot for all black love. So, just the fact that, hey, despite what people say, despite where they are in life, they still love each other and want to be together. And so even though his ring, wasn't the top ring in the shop, he made up for it by taking her to a place that's significant for them. I guess because they said they used to go to plays all the time and they want to have a theater. And then, the fact that he was able to get that moniker customized to say what he wants. So I thought that was cute, you guys. All right, so they re-engaged. So Countess and the voice coach, I forgot who he was, but he looked familiar. So she did some riffs and runs for him, and he was like, dang, girl, your voice is jacked. And she was like, dang. But, he said he'll work with her and, they'll get it together. So I'm interested to see what projects Countess comes out with. That's one of the things I had tweeted. Oh, Carlos King, one of the producers, had tweeted, like, what did we like about the show? So I tweeted back and I said that I wanted to see more of them going on auditions, because they're only doing this White Sister stuff. Like, I know y'all most actresses audition for more and more stuff even while they have one project. So I said I wanted to see more of Countess singing and more of just them doing other stuff aside from the White Sisters. And he kind of gave it the thumbs up or something like that. So hey, that was a cool little tweet that I had, and then hopefully we get to see that. Even though I know it's, I guess, filmed already, so I guess maybe next season, or maybe just hopefully this season they do some other stuff. And so far we have saw 2 scenes of Countess singing, so that was cool. So Golden's pillow party. So everything looked nice. The pillows actually came out really nice. I wish it would have mentioned the price just out of curiosity, but it didn't. But all the girls came. And that's it. Oh, so Golden didn't invite Elise, and somebody asked her why, and she was like, "Oh, because I don't know." She said Elise threw her under the bus for no reason, or Elise got an attitude with her for no reason. I'm like, it ain't no reason, girl. You threw her under the bus with Countess. What are you talking about? I was like, girl. Oh, and Elise's or Golden's boo was there, and somebody was like, "Who was that?" Paula was like, "Oh, I thought that was one of the extras," but come to find out that was Golden's boo. I was like, girl, you got your nerve throwing that shade, but that was funny. So at the party, Kobe was pressing Golden like, what are we? What are we? Are we going to do it? Are we going to do it? And she just felt it wasn't the time. And it wasn't the time because people around, they could be listening, but secondly, this is her party. You're supposed to just be her date and kind of stand by her and help her look cute at her event. So it wasn't the time, but at the same time, hey, it's good y'all just kind of get this out the way now. Like, are y'all gonna be together or not? She need to tell you, like, I don't have sex real quick, so you can decide if you want to stay or not. I don't think if you have like these sexual rules or whatever, you should hide them. Like, don't be like, oh, I'm gonna just see what happens. Like, no, just tell them, and either down with it or not. It's better to find up front for your sake and his sake, you know. So we'll see what happens with that. Then Golden told some joke about Forrest's booty hole, and all I know was I didn't even write the joke down or try to figure it out, because anything regarding Forrest's butt, I don't want to know the story. But something about their son asked why Forrest's booty was soft, and I was just like, whatever. Everybody laughed though, so it seemed to be funny, so I wanted to mention it, but I wasn't interested in that joke. So the last scene, you guys, so Elise and Golden. So Golden is shooting some show where she all fake crying as usual. And the fact that she could cry so quick, I know some people think, oh, that's good acting, but I don't know. For me, it just make it, it's just further proof how crazy Golden is, how she just be going to the extremes like that. I don't know. But maybe they put some tears on her face before it started. But I was just like, oh. So Elise pops by unannounced, which I'm really shocked because Elise is so big on being professional. So it's not really professional to pop up on somebody's job, you know. But they get into it. Elise seemed to have come there with a plan, and she started talking over Golden. And I will admit that she was talking over Golden, but Golden could have just kept talking in her regular tone, or, you know, maybe waited till she finished and then said something. Or I know she did that once, but I don't know. It just seemed like Golden got mad, so then she started dissing, and then that's how it went left. So in Golden's defense, Elise was talking to her, but in Elise's defense, Golden did jump out of nowhere. She's like, what? All right, well, that's why you're 50 with no kids. Like, come on, you didn't even have to go there. First of all, you brought up the kid thing anyway. I think Elise was going to talk about, like, the last meeting when you threw me under the bus. But Golden went, let's go all the way back to basically back to when you had said you didn't want to have kids without being married. So Golden took it way back. So in Elise's defense, it was kind of Golden part because you brought up all that. Elise probably was like, hey, I just came by to see if we good. We had some tips, whether it was the baby thing, whether it's me saying what I said about Countess or not saying what I said about Countess. Like, are we still cool? Like, Elise, that was Elise's perspective, and Golden could have just gave a yay or nay, but Golden the one who wanted to go all the way back. So Elise gonna say, well, I don't have unprotected sex like you do. And so Golden gonna try to make up ways there. Oh, that's not the only way to have babies. Girl, yes it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know there's people who got pregnant still on birth control or whatever, but come on, Golden, you gotta admit, Elise is right. You had unprotected sex and you had a baby, and she didn't, and that's all it is. Like, deal with it. Own your truth, as you always be saying. So they start fighting, and Golden walks off. And after Golden walks off, that's when Elise get up and be all buck and try to make it seem like she going after her. So, like I said in my last review, I was hoping it wasn't too bad of a fight, and it actually wasn't, because they didn't fight, and they wasn't even, when Elise stood up, Golden wasn't even in the room no more. But I do hate the fact that Elise got that mad that she felt that she had to stand up. You know, it's like, girl, okay. I don't know, but so that was it, you guys. What I did notice was how the producers were actually the ones. I haven't seen that too often. Maybe on Love and Hip Hop and the reunions and stuff, the producers come by, but that just goes to show these girls kind of do have a high caliber to them and some esteem a little bit, because not too often you see the producers come stop a fight, try to calm Elise down. I think it said that she was the producer, or maybe her friend or something. So I thought that that was interesting, that even the producers kind of had to let them know, like, hey, y'all kind of going too far on this. And it was, because it was out of nowhere. Like, why y'all can't agree to disagree? Y'all squash down the Wright sisters so, like, quickly. Why don't y'all just squash this down? Okay, you want to have babies, I don't. Fine. You think I threw Countess under the bus, but I don't think I did. Fine. Like, move on, you guys. Like, get over it. It's done. Like, don't fight no more. I understand Goldust can get under your nerves. Woo! But it ain't worth it, y'all. So that's it, you guys. The next review, or the preview, it says something about Elise. Let me think. I don't know, but they did show previews for the next episode, so we're going to continue with the drama and the excitement, and we'll see what happens, you guys. So that was Hollywood Divas. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share the video with your family, friends, and loved ones, guys. All right, so you know what's up. Give me the thumbs up on this video, and I will see you in my next review.